stay in the bin.
Okay, not on your brother.
Hey guys, it's Saturday, September 5th, and it looks like we're coming to the end of our growing season. Last night we hit a temperature of 3 degrees Celsius, which is a little bit colder than usual for our region. The rest of this week is cloudy and pretty cool temperatures. So I think most of these plants are going to start dying off. We've already started to clean up a lot of the beds, so we'll do a tour and see where everything stands. So the other thing that comes with the fall weather is the deers. They're starting to get hungry, so they're basically chewing on anything they can find. We noticed some damage on one of the butternuts, so we've begun harvesting any butternut squash that look like they're ready. We've been taking them. The plant is doing okay. We still have a few butternuts out that still have to ripen up. So we've set up a couple fences just to try and keep the deer off of them. Pickling cucumbers are done. Come to the end of their growing season. We pickled an additional 5 1-liter jars, some beans and some jalapenos. The slicing cucumbers are still producing. Still taking lots of cucumbers from this set of plants. And we still have some baby ones left to grow. Zucchini has started another round of production, and it seems to have survived the cold temperatures last night. So we'll see how long it continues to produce. We'll probably harvest that melon shortly. Probably do it in this video and see how it tastes. But the melon and the watermelon plants definitely did not appreciate the 3 degrees last night. So I think they're pretty much done. Still have a couple eggplants on each of the plants, and the peppers definitely took a hit yesterday. Just kind of hoping that these last few peppers will ripen up. We do have one habanero pepper that is ripe, so I'll be taking that and seeing if I can convince anybody to use it in a recipe, and let me know how hot it is. Peppers are still doing okay. They do not seem to have been too bothered by the cold weather, and a lot of them are starting to slowly ripen up. So we should be getting quite a few sweet peppers ripening up in the next little while. Still waiting for, have lots of cayenne peppers on, but none of them have begun to ripen. But you can see lots of the sweet peppers are starting to turn red. The tomatoes have come out. They were looking pretty much done after the cold temperatures last night. So these are all destined for the compost bins. The grand totals for tomatoes was 22 pounds of cherry tomatoes and 47 pounds of vine tomatoes, which was pretty good. We had 11 plants. That's quite amazing. And we estimate that to be about just over $210 for tomatoes in our region. Now, it's you do have to find something to do with well, with that 60 pounds of tomatoes you're going to be harvesting. So we usually make tomato soup, tomato sauce, pizza sauce, and freeze it. All those things freeze very well. And the dill's still growing. Probably going to take it out soon. We don't have much use for it now that the pickling cucumbers have stopped producing. These melon plants seem to have survived the cold temperatures, so we're going to leave them in. Hopefully that one gets a little bit bigger. Watermelon plants still doing well. Those couple watermelons hopefully be done next week. And second round of lettuce still growing well. And the onions starting to bulb up. We took the beets out. Now we could have left them in a little bit longer, but things are getting busy just in terms of life in general. So we took them out. We'll spend tonight putting them in jars and pickling them. Out of this 10-foot bed, we harvested 45 pounds of beets, which is, yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Pumpkin, first pumpkin in the garden, ripening up quite well. Not quite done. The top of the pumpkin still has a little bit of green on it, so we're gonna leave them in there. Hopefully, it gets a little bit bigger and finishes ripening up. Now the cold weather plants, kale and Swiss chard, still producing. And the cabbage, we'll see. It's still up in the air. They did get a lot of insect damage earlier, and we'll see if they pull through. The regular cabbage, probably harvest that one shortly, and hopefully once we peel back the leaves, we find some nice cabbage underneath. Now, if the weather was a little bit nicer, we would be getting a ton of strawberries. There is just countless flowers forming in this bed. I don't know if the weather is going to cooperate. Strawberry plants are quite cold tolerant, so maybe if the weatherman's wrong and we get some sunshine later on this week, we might get a pretty good crop of strawberries. And the one depressing thing about having blueberries in your garden is they are the first plants to turn when fall is here. The leaves on blueberries turn bright red as soon as they get a little bit of the fall weather. It does add quite a bit of color to the garden. The yellow beans definitely finished producing, but the green beans still going strong. Tons and tons of green beans. Again, the weather, hopefully we get a little bit of warmer weather and these smaller ones can mature a bit before the plant dies back. And spaghetti squash still doing quite well, considering the powdery mildew is kind of slowed down a little bit. And a couple nice spaghetti squash still ripening up. And the second sowing of sugar snap peas producing well. Should be able to take some peas off this plant and get this bed cleaned up before the weather turns too frigid.
Cut these?
I'll hold your carrot.
Okay.
Careful with those. No, not those. I need the melon.
Which melon?
The big one on the end there. Straight ahead. That one, yeah. Can you cut the end? Okay. Here, I'll take those. Thank you. Is it heavy? Let me see. Wow.
Is it heavy?
That's pretty good size, yeah. I'll cut it. Ready?
Yeah.
First melon. Ooh. Smells pretty yummy.
Yum. Why are you getting the seeds out?
Yeah, we don't need the seeds.
No. Yuck.
Here, I'll get the seeds out.
I have to get the seeds out. Dad, can I do the seeds? Can I do the next one? Can I get the seeds? Can I taste one? I want it whole.
You want it like that? Here, I'll cut this skin off.
Now can I get the other seeds out?
Here, tell me how it tastes.
Yum. Now we get the seeds out. We got some.
Let's let him go. It's okay. Oh yeah, maybe cut the peel off for him.
Seed out. My whip hurt.
Is it yummy?
My whip hurt. My whip hurts.
Why?
And so even though I haven't been filming on the other side of the house, the raspberry bed is still in production. I haven't had a chance to go around and weed that bed. It is on the list of things to do. It's just further down on the list, but we'll get in there hopefully shortly and weed everything out, take the old raspberry canes out. But they are still producing. We harvested about 3 pounds of the Tullaman variety and 3 pounds of the Boyne raspberries. And in terms of the blueberries, we took about 3 pounds in total, and we have Polaris and Chippewa, I believe, are the two varieties of blueberries. So about 6 pounds of raspberries, 3 pounds of blueberries. Now, not many of those actually made it into the house. Usually what happens is the kids come out and pick them and just eat them in the garden. So if you want to actually do something with the blueberries and you have kids, you're gonna need a lot of plants. It's just the way it goes. The first round of strawberries, again, these are ever-bearing strawberries, but the flowers and the fruit still do seem to come in kind of waves. The first round, we harvested about 7 pounds of strawberries, And this latest second round that we're having, we've already harvested about 9 pounds, and as you can see, they are still they're still producing. Whether or not the weather is going to cooperate is a different story. And then we did do a little bit of an extension onto our berry patch where we planted what are they? Some the honeyberries, some goji berries, and a few more cherry plants. We haven't actually harvested anything from the ground cherries yet, but hopefully next year we will get our first production from all these ground cherries, these bush cherries that we've planted. My intent, they are pretty sour. People usually use them for jams and pies. We don't really we don't do that too much. Might give it a shot, but I'm gonna try drying them and see what they taste like. Kind of try and concentrate the small amount of sugar that is in them, and see how that goes. Anyways, that's it for now. I'll see you next week.